All right, hello, French horns. Eva and I are going to play for you guys out of this week's assignment number 5. We're starting on number 138, easy gorilla jumps. Let's find our first pitch. It's an F. All right, here we go. Look at our key signature. There's one flat in the key signature, B flat, first finger. All right, let's go to 139. And on 139, look at your key signature. Sorry, my Chromebook is moving slow. Okay, 139, there are two flats in your key signature. That means B flat. So when you have a B, it's going to be first finger. And E flats. When you have an E, it's going to be middle finger. All right, let's find our first pitch. It's an F again. All right, here we go. All right, let's look at 140. Again, the first thing whenever you're sight reading a piece is to look at the key signature. So that's going to change some of your notes sometimes. Okay, so 140 is all naturals in your key signature. It starts in your high C. And it's going to be naturals, middle finger. Here we go. All right, 141 is our next one. And our first thing again, we're going to look at our key signature. Very slow tonight. Waiting. Okay, so this one has one flat in your key signature, so that means your B's are going to be flat. First finger B's. It starts up on an A. All right, and it's marked 116. Anytime I'm sight reading, I would say put your tempo down underneath 100. So I'm going to go 98. Let's sight read this at 98. This is a first and second ending. You're going to play through, get to the end of the first ending, repeat back to the beginning, play that little bit again, skip the first ending, and go to the second ending. So you only play the first ending the first time, and you only play the second ending the second time. 2, 3. Let's go to 142.
I messed up. I coughed in my French horn and I choked.
It's okay. So 142, if you look at your key signature. Okay, so when the Saints go marching in, this is a square, I'm almost positive. And if you look, there's two flats in your key signature. That means your B's are flat and your E's are flat. Also, this one starts on a rest. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, 1. So you have to listen for those clicks at the beginning. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and I was off at the beginning because I didn't find my first pitch.
Which made me off.
I know, so we had issues at the beginning. And then watch in the second line, it's measure 11, 12, 13. Ba, 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 3, 4, 1. That's a different rhythm than you're kind of thinking. So just watch out for that. All right, so 143. Lowland Gorilla Walk. Again, this is in our low register. Let's find that B flat. So for your lower notes, you want to kind of drop your jaw. If you look at this key signature, B flats and E flats. Here we go. 2, beginning. All right. 144. Let's look at this one. Again, always the first thing to check out is your key signature. Okay, so this is low notes and high notes. I would say go ahead and take the low notes for now. And then once you get really good at the low notes, try taking it up an octave. So let's find our first pitches
I'll
at
do
D.
the high ones.
All right, here we go. So we have B flats and E flats in this key signature. 2 flats.
What's with trigger E flat?
Trigger E flat is middle,
Oh, okay.
isn't it? Try it.
That's normal E.
Oh, 1. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. So let's find that D again. Hold on. Higher. Yep. Put your feet on the floor. Here we go. 4 clicks and you're in. 2. Ready. And. Yeah, those higher notes
Lord!
they're trickier than you might think. Okay, let's look at 145.
How dare you?
All right, 145. More gorilla jumps. Again, I would take the lower notes first and then try the high notes. If this one you look at, there are no flats in your key signature, so that means your B's are going to be B naturals, your E's are going to be open, E naturals. Let's try it. Oh, let's find our first pitch first, that A. And it's all naturals.
Oh.
Here we go. 2, ready, and. All right. 146 is up next. Okay, so this one is 1 flat in your key signature, B flat, and it's going to start on a high B flat. And it has a repeat sign. Here we go. 2, ready. All right. 147. Let's see what this key signature is. It's pulling it up. And let's see. It is all 1 flat, B flat. So it means all your B's are going to be flat. And this is an F scale. It's your concert B flat scale. That's your low F. And then once you get good at the low octave, you could try doing it on the upper octave. All right, here we go. And this one has repeat as well.
Oh my god.
Ready? And. Register to really think of your teeth being apart inside your mouth. If your jaw is too tense or your mouth is too like clenched, then those low notes won't come out right. You'll have a hard time getting those low notes out. All right, so now we're on 148, which basically is like combining a little bit. Oh no, not yet. 148 is the arpeggios of your F scale. So we just did the scale, and the arpeggio is basically like when you build a chord on a scale and you break the chord note by note, because we can't play chords on the French horn. Chords are like when you play multiple notes at one time, but they basically take the outline of a chord and are playing those, and that's what an arpeggio is. So this one also has a repeat sign. 2, beginning. All right, let's look at 149.
Empty my spit.
Okay. So 149 is going to take 147 and 148, and it's kind of combining it. So it's doing the scale, and then it's also doing the arpeggios. All right, so same key signature, 1 flat, B flat, first finger. It also has a repeat sign. Let's do this.
Wait.
It's okay.
Wait.
faster on that one, but
What?
luckily we didn't.
Huh?
You bumped into the Chromebook.
No,
it
I
was
didn't.
crazy.
I didn't mean to. I was spinning the French horn.
I know, but it was crazy. Okay. Theme from Surprise Symphony. 2 flats in your key signature. B flat and E flat. Okay? I would say go ahead and take the lower octave because, again, this one goes up pretty high at the very beginning. So let's all take the bottom octave. We'll agree on that. Here we go.
High octave.
2, beginning. Without the trigger, it's 1.
Just 1. Yeah. Or it could be open.
Okay. So yeah, you have that high D, 3 measures from the end horn. So watch out for that high D. Okay, let's look at one, and that one is a square. So if you can get that one, send that in as a square. Okay. Let's look at the next one, 151. The Streets of Laredo. It starts on a pickup note. Again, it has B flats and E flats. It plays through to the first ending. You see where that repeat sign is at the end of the first ending. You go back to where the repeat sign is at the beginning. It's right after the pickup note. And then you play all that again. You skip the first ending and go to the second ending. So again, you only play the first ending the first time and the second ending the second time. Let's do this. Find our first pitch, that F. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 1, breathe. Right, and remember E flats on that one, middle finger. Okay, let's look at 152. This is your quiz. This is what you need to record yourself playing to send in this week. 152, if you've been to a Melville High School football game and they scored any points, you heard this song. So, if you look at your key signature, B flats, E flats. If they have a natural sign next to one of the notes, like in measure 3, they have a natural sign next to the E, then it's just a regular E. That's your open E. But if there's nothing next to it, then it means it's an E flat. Now, the exception, remember, is, like in measure 3, they have an E natural, and then the note after it doesn't have anything next to it, but it should still be an E natural because those are accidentals when they mark them in like that, and those are good for the whole measure, right? That's the rule. All right, here we go. 2, beginning, and... All right, so that one's not too bad. Like, it's not too tricky. but you have a harmony part that's going on there, so you have to make sure you're holding your pitches and not getting sucked into what the melody is. Okay, and then we're gonna do one more together. Let's do 153. This one is Carnival of Venice. We're gonna slow it down a little bit. It is at 114. Let's move it to 98. It's in 3/4 time. There's one flat in the key signature, which is B flat. So that means all your E's are natural, open, unless they have a flat mark next to it. All right, here we go. Carnival of Venice. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. One, two, three, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. Somehow we got off there. And 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 7. Alright, so French horns, have fun practicing along with us. Say bye. And we'll see you next week. Bye.